and the person injured, they've got a C-spine collar on him, and they're working to get him in a place where they can hoist him up, hand hoist him up with that system that you see right there. Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling around and not 100%. Just give me a minute here, guys. It's always kind of cool to see these firefighters doing their job, working out here. A lot of times we always just think car accidents and fires, but they do so much more. These guys right now, they've got the USAR rig out here. USAR stands for Urban Search and Rescue. Urban Search and Rescue. And they're actually, basically just think of it as a rolling, excuse me, my gosh, man. Think of it as like a rolling hardware store. They've got so many different types of tools inside that truck. There's the actual USAR truck. The reason why we're looking straight down like this is because we're trying to see inside that manhole where that person has fallen. A civilian had fallen down into the manhole, was open because they were doing some work on it. They're using the truck. They're not going to back that truck up. Don't get that wrong. They're probably just setting up like a pulley system on that. Drop a line down to that victim eventually, and then probably with just manpower pull these people, pull that person back up out of that manhole. About 15 feet. Apparently some sort of injuries. I mean, you can imagine falling 15 feet, you're going to hurt yourself, especially in a tight, confined space like that. Maybe the teenage ninjas. Yeah, bring a pizza. That would get them out. Oh, thank you, Audrey. That worker right there got that device in his hand. Can't say for sure, cannot say for sure, but I'm almost guessing that it may have something to do with gases. They're just making sure there's plenty of oxygen down there. That's what they're doing. They're dropping it down. Believe me, it's not a phone. It's not a phone. He's not trying to check his Facebook status or get on Twitter. Do a periscope from the rescue down there. Why does this always happen in LA? I don't know about always. This has been a long time since we've seen somebody fall into a manhole. I mean, serious about that. Dennis, Quartz Hills. I know Quartz Hills. Woo! Quartz Hills. Yeah. Brendan's Hood, too. My pilots. Yeah, I could use some more Starbucks. I could definitely use some more Starbucks. I only had 2 today. Brandon knows. Brandon knows all about me. I hope I'm not catching a cold. I think I had something caught in my throat. I'm just all choked up watching this, you know. Hope he wasn't eating. Scott, are you talking about me? I haven't eaten a Tide Pod in a while. I learned my lesson like after the 4th one. It's you don't eat them. Yeah, they're not good for you. You can see the firefighter's helmet down there. Waiting to see that victim come on up that manhole. I understand it has injuries. I'm hoping they're not life-threatening. It doesn't sound like anything life-threatening, but definitely hurt himself. They needed to get the USAR rig out here to bring this. Basically, I wouldn't know this thing as a cherry picker type of situation, but it's part of the hoist. And it gives you an idea too, like these firefighters, they are, knowledgeable about so many different different things. They got to understand structures for the fires and rescues and concrete and cutting concrete and in this case ropes and pulleys. So it really kind of shows you all the stuff that these guys have to learn and know. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a wider shot, even though I'm on that super tight. Now they got they're using the fire truck, the USAR truck, as an anchor. So they're going to probably wind up pulling this guy up by hand, but it probably has brakes on it, meaning that there's going to be some sort of lock on that cable, so when they release it, it's not going to slide back down. It isn't like they're going to have to sit there and have pressure on it the whole time, but they're going to probably pull this victim up by hand. They might have a ratchet system on there. Not so sure about that. We'll wait and see how they do it. Yeah, my iPad totally locked up. Mike, don't be sorry. I get that joke. Anna, or Ann, sorry. I went to the Art Institute out there, right off of 17th Street. I used to live right off of, what was it, Old Dixie Highway. Mario, I don't understand. My phone is unblocked? I don't get it. Yeah. Disco Stu. I like the creativity, brother. Sir, go ahead, sir. I got this weird something in my throat that I cannot get out. It's kind of weird. I'm drinking water, but other than that, I'm all right. Something you want to talk about? The only one I got is Taunt Like a Tiger. There we go. So, victims coming up. I'm sure you guys heard that. Victims coming up. So we're going to see this gentleman right now. Hopefully he is not in bad shape. I am not, but I am now. I got you on 5. And it does appear that it was a fellow worker. It does appear that it was a fellow worker. Okay. All right, just a little bit. So this was a fellow worker. That kind of explains more about how this happened. I do feel bad for him. It's all good. It's going to be 10 seconds away. 20 for my. Copy all. We're going to get the tree. They have this guy out of that manhole. It does turn out that this person is actual worker, fell inside that manhole. 15-foot fall. LA City Fire out here right now. USAR, the guys that had to go down there and use a hoist system to pull this guy out. It does seem like he is going to be okay. They're putting him on a stretcher. They're going to be taking him off to a hospital here soon. This is all happening at 77th and Van Ness in the South LA area. Live in Sky 9, I'm Stu Mundel. Back to you ladies in the studio. Yeah, you know, it is definitely sad, especially, you know, you got this guy. I mean, it would have been sad if it wasn't a guy that was working, but it just compacts it a little bit more. You know, this guy's on the job. He has an accident, falls into that manhole where they're obviously working. So hopefully he's going to be okay. Hopefully it's just going to be, you know, something that he will heal from. Perfect. Brendan is working with me right now so we can make sure we get that shot of the victim being placed into the ambulance. There are a lot of trees down there, and because we're looking down in our angle, we just want to make sure that we have the best shot. That's part of what the pilot's doing down up here. It's always teamwork, and obviously it's Brendan and I up here, but there's so much more going on. You got all the guys and gals down at the studio. It's a huge team to get these pictures to you, believe me. Suzanne and Rick. All right, copy. All right, thank you. That's crazy. I'm listening to the other story that they're talking about right now. That's just crazy. We're on Freak 5. All right, I'm going to, yeah. All right, copy. Let's kind of go back so we can see the hole. They were working with the mechanism of injury. Standing by. Well, Rick, Suzanne, that guy just got pulled out of this hole. It's a manhole cover. We have some tape from earlier on. Workers out here from the Department of Water and Power, sort of utility workers, had this hole open, and one of the workers fell in. That is a far fall. It's about 15 feet down. Now, LA City Fire did arrive out here. Paramedics looked at him, but they couldn't get him back up out, so they actually called out the USAR crew. They used a specialized tool, a little pyramid, and some pulleys, and they pulled that guy out, placed him in an ambulance. He'll be taken to the hospital here shortly, but you can see all this activity happening out here at Van Ness in 77th in the South Los Angeles area. I'm Stu Mundel in Sky 2. Back to you two in the studio. Copy all. I was just gonna ask. You read my mind. Well, yeah, we're staying for Fox. So Ruth, they're going to cover it up, but you know these were workers, and it's probably something maybe just like that. Like these guys were just standing there, maybe he heard something, he made a quick turn. Who knows how it happened? But there were workers, and they actually had this open because they needed to get access in there. You can see all that paint on the ground, and you can see where they've been cutting up the concrete. So it was a worker that fell in the hole. It's upsetting for sure. The guy is out. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Whatever those injuries are, he probably will heal from them. But you can see the workers here on the scene right now. LA City Fire brought out their USAR rig, an amazing piece of machinery. Actually, the machinery is just this big truck. Amazing what they put inside this thing and all the specialized tools and how these firefighters manipulate all these cool tools to do things that they need to do. Like in this case, they made a little pyramid and they used some pulleys and pulled this guy out from inside, in the outside of that hole. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just not with it today. But there is a lot of technology inside that truck. All these firefighters trained to use it. It's amazing kind of stuff to look at, and we've seen this on many scenes. Things that collapse. Sometimes they have to cut things or brace things. And so they brought out the USAR. USAR stands for Urban Search and Rescue. LA City Fire. They had the regular paramedics out here and the firefighters. And they actually were the first ones to make contact with him. They went down. They had medics down there, made sure he was getting some help and some relief from the pain that he was feeling. And then they had to they call it package him up. Basically what they do is, as you saw, they set him up in a way so that they could pull him up. And then they put him on that, my gosh, what is wrong with me today? Put him on that gurney and took him off to the ambulance. You can see the DWP here on scene right now. They're going to be doing whatever they do. Maybe they're just going to continue working. I'm sure they have a job to do. There's probably a reason why they had that manhole cover off. So these guys are going to be out here working right now and taking care of business. But that guy out of the hole, he is safe and being taken to the hospital. Thank you, Melissa. Nikki, I don't understand. Did I miss a pinned comment? The hole's about 15 feet. The guy fell about 15 feet. Matt, I read your comment and I have no answer to that right now. I have no answer, but I feel you. I got to say that. You know what I got to say, if you guys can rewind it, when we first arrived here on scene, I'm being very serious about this. I did see a gate or some sort of barricade was actually next to the bath, next to the porta potty right there. So maybe they're going to bring it back. Maybe they're waiting for the firefighters to depart. But yeah, I feel you, brother. Sorry, guys. I hear it. Careful. No, don't move, don't move, don't move. We're live on Fox. Yes. What were you asking me there? And Sama, we were live on Fox. What's up? Copy. Oh, it's Samo. Sorry, it's pointing down. I actually have to. I actually have to work. So everybody, I'm wondering if we're still got a picture up. We're on our way. We're off actually right now. We're heading back to base. We got our scanners on, and the thing has ended. Ba, ba, ba. Or no, it says live. Yeah, we're still live. Beautiful Hollywood sign seen from down in South Los Angeles. Hollywood!